Welcome to Coffee and Cameras, the Eo7 Media weekly podcast where Hilda and I like to sit down and talk about all things digital marketing, and business in general. We like to welcome you to hopefully add some value or some education into your life and into your own business. Welcome to Coffee and Cameras. My name's Jaysin.
I'm Hilda.
And together, we are Eo7 Media.
Clink.
Oh, you're being more on brand this week. It's Coffee and Blue Moon.
Only because I'm stressed.
That's right. Usually, you like to do like a whole tirade about, hey, we have a special guest this week, but screw that because you're too special and I really want to dive in. Yeah, this is too amazing. I'm too excited. This week, we are graced by having Jen Knipp from Jen Knipp Makeup Artistry here with us. And hi, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my God. I am literally excited. We've been talking about doing this for a minute now, maybe 2 months or so.
Yep.
So I'm super excited that you got some time and we were able to make this work. Thank you.
Yes, I'm so jazzed about this.
And what are we talking about today? Is it about makeup?
It is not about makeup because I think we've talked about enough about makeup
Yes.
over all our shows combined. Today we're going to be talking about rebranding. Jen, you are going through a rebranding process of your own. And what is rebranding? Like before we dive into everything, because I have notes. Oh my God, I have notes this week.
Maybe you should talk about what is rebranding.
Staying on target.
Preparation. Love it.
Rebranding is something that I think a lot of businesses think about at least at some point in time. Before we get into your story about why you wanted to rebrand, let's just discuss what rebranding is really quick, just in case for the people out there who don't really know what it is.
I mean, we're sort of rebranding my business a little bit.
We absolutely are. So that'll be soon. We're going to have a whole other episode just on your stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, it means different things to different people. It could be that you're changing the whole name or you're just changing the business's direction,
right?
Keeping the name. What does rebranding mean
different
to you?
Audience, different styles of what you're doing, different purposes. Jen, what do you like? If you hear the word rebrand, how do you take that?
Going in a new direction.
I mean, that God, if we were to wrap it up,
pretty
in
much
one
sum it
sentence,
up.
That's it.
Yeah. You're like, enough of this chit chat. Let's just get to it.
Down to the point.
What brought you to the decision to rebrand?
Because I wasn't happy with where I was at.
Do you want to give us a little background on where you were at?
Yeah, what was your first business, and then let's dive into where we're going.
I initially started as Jen K Makeup Artistry. When I started out, just came off makeup school, I was freelancing. And I had opportunities to hit a bunch of different areas with makeup. I did fashion show, corporate, production, bridal.
Holy crap, the whole gamut.
Yeah, and I even did some special effects. I did a gig for Homeland Security.
Wait, what?
Wait.
Yeah, I did a gig for Homeland Security for their disaster videos.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
Yeah, so I got to do really cool bloody stuff.
Really?
With prosthetics. And it was cool.
That's awesome.
Oh, okay. Side note really quick. The reason I got into film to begin with was because of horror films.
That's right. We did talk about this when we were doing the spec ad.
Long ago, when I was growing up, I loved horror films. And it's what me and my dad would get together to do. And then he would take me in the backyard and show this is why this is fake. And this is how you can fake this. And this is how you can do this just by changing the camera thing. And that blew my mind. I have a long history of love for horror and effects and things like that. Literally, you can change someone's opinion or feelings or emotions just by showing something fake on camera.
Oh, yeah.
So enough of that. So you were doing a wide variety of freelancing work. Where did you find yourself in that time frame?
So I initially thought I wanted to do everything wedding. And my mentor for makeup is wonderful. And she brought me along as an assistant when she was in her first pregnancy. And I got to really see she's just phenomenal. I just soaked up everything from how she, not just her artistry skills, but how she is with the clients and just her natural persona, her so authentic and she loves what she does. And
she helped you find your direction in your makeup?
Yes, because she does a ton of wedding, but she also does production. And so she had also brought me on production with her as an assistant, or like I'll sub for her. I just felt this spark when working on production. And I'm someone that tends to get bored easy. And so with production, I love it because I get to do makeup, hair, and then I can kind of keep an eye on like any wardrobe issues, wrinkles. I can look for shadows and stuff. Like there's just a lot more to keep an eye on. And so that keeps my focus.
I think this is where you jump in and you tell our viewers what production is and why Jen is here. Because
Thank you for the awesome, smooth transition.
that's what I do.
So production can be anywhere from music videos, television, movies, educational videos, things like that. But it's basically creating a narrative of some set and having control over an environment versus a live event like a wedding or political event or whatever. It's like you have control, you have a narrative, and you have an overall design idea. Sometimes with crew, sometimes without. But it's like the purpose is to make something specific rather than, oh yay, something happened and we captured it.
Got it.
Is that how you would describe it as well, as bare bones?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I didn't even know, because I know like what we were doing during filming is production, but I didn't know exactly what the difference was.
Yeah,
So
no, I mean that's amazing to know, because I think a lot of people don't until you go through it a couple times. Like there's like live event and production. Production is more of control.
Because I mean, to be honest, I was only familiar with makeup artists in the wedding world because that's where
Yeah.
we come from. So
Really?
yeah. So I just like, I knew that there was makeup artists on film,
right.
but as far as I was concerned, they did the same thing. And then you showed up, and I'm like, whoa, this girl
So,
is like next level.
Yes,
So.
we got to work with Jen about 2 months ago, and it was awesome.
Yeah, no lie.
It was the best day.
We made a cool ass commercial.
We wanted it designed in a very specific way for a very specific audience for very specific purposes, but we did not have the budget for it. So like we were like really kind of like, hey, who do we know?
Yeah.
Who has who? And like, let's connect with people.
Yeah.
And
So we asked friends.
We
to
asked
reach
friends and
out.
friends, which, that's
what you do.
Word of mouth is,
Yep,
right?
yep.
We were graced with you. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like I'm glowing right now, but I need you to know this is all honestly
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Like this is 100% true.
And when you honestly, when you first showed up, it was just like, hey, nice to meet you. Like, I hope you do a decent enough job.
Don't screw up.
And that I don't have to worry about, because we've worked with the actress before, and like we're
Right.
familiar with our crew and whatever. So like you were a stranger in our environment. Let's be honest. So when you not only showed up with the right attitude and all your stuff, like when you brought like your own table, like nobody brings their own
is the
little
coolest
table
wagon
like,
ever.
and everything in the little wagon.
So
yeah.
easy. I never thought I could be so excited about a wagon.
But if it makes your life easier, absolutely.
game
Right.
changer.
Which
game
wagon is
changer.
it? Just for
I found it on Amazon.
okay, collapsible
And there was
one?
and I had actually ordered like 5 different ones
What?
to
Oh.
figure out like the height
which one was the
and the
best?
depth
Okay.
of how my stuff was gonna work. And when I saw this one had a table, I was like,
Wait, the table came with the wagon?
oh yeah,
Okay.
it snaps on there.
So you're
that's
going to
awesome.
tell us what that is, and Jaysin will put the link below so you guys can, shop for the wagon if you need it.
And if you don't have Amazon Associates, get on Amazon Associates on your own videos. Make sure you're linking this as well. And everyone out there, please do the same,
Yes.
because this kind of advice is what I look for when I try and go shopping. Like I'll read 100 reviews, but,
but getting
hearing
a
someone who
personal
actually knows
hands-on,
what the hell
yes.
they're talking about, I will buy that 10
because
times
you
faster.
talked about buying wagons for a long time, for
I
many
did.
years.
I did.
And you just never pulled the
'Cause
trigger.
I've never
because-
found anything
no,
that actually
right.
works.
So
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what kind of like equipment you guys needed to
lot.
hold, but like, yeah, same, right? But it's depth and it has like the thick wheel, so it can go over different terrains. Because
That's awesome.
some of the wheels are a big make or break too. Because some are just tiny and
And
skinny,
it
and
rattles
like
the
they
wagon
just
and shit falls
Yes.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's wonderful because also working production a lot has such little space to set up. Like I'm like stuffed into this like little corner, and they're like, "Okay, do your thing," and I'm like, "Okay, how?" Like, there's no space.
Yeah.
And the chair that I have, it does have like an arm that folds up. I have seen chairs where they have two arms, like one on either side, and I would love that, but I have a chair. It currently works, and so I'm just
That's all that matters. Yep.
You know, and I've worked out of my bags just like on the ground and stuff, but obviously not great for
If you've
longevity.
worked weddings, then you can pretty much work any situation because that's like hell. So.
Yeah.
Wholeheartedly my belief on anything. If you've succeeded in the wedding world, you can do anything you want. Because that is a tough gig.
Yeah.
Let's talk about wagons.
Yes. Over here. Yeah. Sorry. I got
back
so
to
jazzed
Jen.
about the wagon.
Yeah.
So what impressed us the most about you was that when you came in, you were ready to go, you were alert, you were aware of what, like everyone had a job to do. Everyone had something to do because it's production. We got to hustle. And you said, hey, I hope this isn't overstepping the lines, but I came up with different concept ideas for hairdos for each day.
To represent day changes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if this was like a bigger production, we would have had these meetings ahead of time and we would have mapped everything out and we would have had storyboards and been like, here, this is the feeling we're going for. And we would have worked together back and forth to get to a point. And what Hilda and I both looked at each other and we're like, oh shit, we forgot this part of it.
We didn't even think of this. Because I was in charge of getting the outfits and, for the different days, I got all the outfits.
Yeah.
Like my brain doesn't think that each outfit should have different hair or different makeup because to me it's like,
Didn't click.
no.
I mean, it doesn't have to, but I just
was
felt
so
like it
helpful.
helped represent that, okay, completely different day.
Days.
Yes,
that
and
helped a
literally
lot.
it not only blew us away, like we both walked away going, oh shit, we're in good hands. We don't have to worry about her at all. Let's just focus on
Not
everything
only
else.
that, it let me know that I need to step up my game.
Right, same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, and thank you for saving the day with the bandana because I was supposed to get the bandana.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
And literally the only thing that I didn't have was, and you're like, I got a bandana. I'm like, you do?
It just popped into my head. I was like, just because, I don't know, sometimes they'll talk to me about hair stuff and because it was like part wardrobe and I was like, just in case.
That was the best just in case you
case.
ever
Thank
brought.
you.
Yeah. Because that would have been up to me.
That immediately showed us who you were as a business. Because it's like you're not just thinking about what I need to do, you're thinking about what could benefit the entire thing.
Yeah.
And that, at least to us, I would say any business, having someone with that kind of mindset is a huge advantage and a huge benefit and something that most people don't do.
Well, because we're a team. Like,
Exactly.
you work as a
Yes.
team.
And the fact that you came into that with that
field each
mentality,
other.
even though you didn't
Right.
know us, we didn't know you, but you stepped up like you were part of the team for years, and we
But-
so
right,
appreciate that.
So like that blew us away from the very beginning. So like that's how we know Jen, and that's why we like love to have you here and to talk about this. You said you were stepping away from B2C, so you weren't worried about the business to client world as much anymore. Now you're working for business to business, which would be production because you're working for another company to work for something else, right?
Yep.
You wanted to rebrand your business for it. And for those of you out there in cyberspace, make sure you check out our pitch session where we pitched Jen Knipp's marketing ideas for her, which I'm super excited for you to watch. You
I
haven't
can't
even
wait to
watched
see
it yet.
that. I can't wait.
The rebranding it can be a scary thing because it feels like you kind of have to start from scratch. But you know more things going into it. Like, walk us through your journey so far, because like I feel like I'm talking way too much for this.
You are.
This is your story. Walk us through your journey so far with this rebranding.
What was the first step once you made the decision?
Because again, I'd been working for other people, like, and I still will be working for other people, like with production, but I was working more for like team stuff or subbing. I knew that I was going to have to make my own way, my own niche.
Yeah.
Again, I just kind of stuck with what means the most to me, making people feel good.
You do the best job that you can, when you show up and you bring it your all. You come well prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You make people feel good, you make people look good, and you make people look how they want to feel.
Yeah.
And you suck talking about yourself, so that's why we talk about you.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, I'm so bad at talking about myself.
So I mean, that's also
don't worry about
that's
it.
not abnormal at all. I mean, I can't tell you how many business owners, me too, who like once you start talking about your own business, you can talk about all the intrinsic values very easy. You can talk about like why this is a benefit. No one gives a shit. But having someone else come in and be like, here's what we think is amazing about you. I mean, that's
So we'll just tell you guys how awesome Jen is and how much we love her. So
rewind the last 10
And
minutes.
this is actually part of why I love doing what I do, because it's hard many times to feel good about yourself. And the self-love journey is a journey. And I personally know how difficult that can be. And so if I can help anybody else to feel not how I have felt, I want to do that. Like I want to lift people up. That's what I care about. I want people to find their light and keep moving forward. And I want to help you look and feel your best. When you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you look good. I like to do that on production too, because a lot of times, again, with like commercial stuff, you know, it's many times there's like some imagination stuff going on. My imagination as a kid was like wild. Like I was constantly using my imagination. And so it's still fun for me to get to play around with that.
Hell
like,
yeah,
dig
that's
in.
awesome.
great.
And so it literally feels like, yes, it's work when I go to work, but it's
Right.
it's also like playtime,
Right.
or like
I mean,
release time. I don't know.
Wasn't there a famous saying that find what you love and you'll never work a day in
Oh,
your
yeah.
life? You
Yeah.
know,
Well,
so
the saying is there, and I believe that to a certain
except for all
degree.
the paperwork and the business.
But you still need
yeah,
to
of course.
work.
Yes.
But like once,
Yeah.
aside from all that business stuff crap, but
That's
like
true.
when you're at work and you're in the rhythm and you're like in the zone, you know, it's like it feels like play. That's how it
Yeah.
feels to us. You
Yeah.
know, like we
Right.
were dead exhausted after the shoot.
Oh,
but
yeah.
like we were on a high from creating art and having fun
Yeah.
and being with our
Just
friends.
all the
and
creative, just energy. Like there was an energy that
there
day.
really was.
And
And it wasn't
was
just the 85
phenomenal.
degree humidity.
No.
It was
it was amazing.
96 by the way.
96. Oh my
Was
God.
it 96?
I
Yeah,
have
it
a
was rough.
picture of Jaysin walking towards my camera at the end of the day, and he looks like Santa was fried in a bucket of oil.
Yeah, that's
Oh my God.
I
Yeah,
saw her
you
taking the
got
picture. I
so
was like, I hate
bad.
you, I hate you, I hate you so much.
I
I'm so
know.
hot right now. I'm so tired.
He looked
Did
so
you wear
miserable.
sunscreen that day?
Yeah, like 3 times. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's exactly what it is. Like if you look past that stuff sometimes, like in the moment, you're like, this is hot. But at the end of the day, you're like, that was so much fun. I got to make something.
Because you can like endure the not so
so.
fun stuff if the core is what you love.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
So speaking of not so fun stuff, your rebranding, what has been leave me alone. I've been watching Barbara Walters and this
That's a good
is
swing back.
2020. You know that Hugh Downs was an asshole. Everybody knows. These people don't even know who Hugh Downs is. Oh my God. I'm so old. So what has been the most difficult part of the rebranding process for you, or the most cumbersome, or the most annoying?
Creating content to put out there. Because it's so weird, because I don't care what other people think, yet it's almost like I'm not even getting negative comments from other people because I'm telling myself the negative comments before I even give them a chance
Wait,
to.
what are you telling yourself?
Like it's not going to be good, or this sucks.
I think that's just something you're going to have to push yourself past, because you.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It's more important to have something out there than worry about what it is.
Right. And like we were talking before, everyone's like their worst critic.
Always.
I'm trying to just remind myself that everybody else who is posting stuff is thinking similar things.
Right.
And so they're still posting.
Right.
I should be doing this.
Absolutely.
And I can do this, and I will be doing it, and I am doing it.
Yeah. Are you mostly worried about social media content or website content or just content in general?
Social media.
Okay.
I guess because there's a wide range of things that are posted that are like, actually, this is how the day is, this is what's happening, versus making it more glamorous and phenomenal and amazing than it actually is. And so then you're comparing to these false standards, and like, then it just makes everyone feel bad.
Right. But the way we're going with social media, and I think life in general too, because it's like, I'm always shocked when I talk to my son's generations. They have their shit a lot. Like their focus wasn't money and success like it was for our generation. You know, it's all about being authentic and being a good person, and you know, like just being happy overall.
Holy crap, yeah.
So I think you have that in spades. You know, so it's like, you know who you are, you know what you put out there. So it's just like, it's a matter of finding, you know, the right client that matches. And the fact that you're not putting out shiny content, that actually will help you find the client that isn't like all about the pretty and the shiny and the perfect. You know? Like, you like hiking, so you will, you know, get your sweaty ass in that camera and be like, I just hiked like 10 miles today. And by the way, did you know, blah, blah, blah. And you could talk about whatever, but you will have that connection with your potential client because you're putting your authentic self out there. So the fact that you're not pretty and shiny, that's definitely more appealing to, you know, the people that are like looking to connect with businesses on a more authentic level. So, because I mean, you're a human being, but you're also a business. So, you know, just,
And like, marketing has become easier, like making my content right now. Once I started literally just making my business like who I am, again, making people feel good. And it's like we were talking about before, it's much less businessy, because when it's just business, it feels forced.
100%.
And it feels like a job then, doing the marketing for your business, where it's like, that's not my job. My job is to make people feel good. My job is to help other people. My job is to do X, Y, Z. My job is to do makeup, right?
Right.
But I think as a business owner, every business owner has to wear multiple hats. And any business owner, any entrepreneur out there will always tell you the same thing. It's like,
100%.
oh, I got to put this hat off and this hat on. I got to be my own marketer. I got to be my branding agent. I got to be the salesman, blah, blah. So you have to wear these other hats, but it's like what our great friend Megan told us was there's an 80-20 rule, right? Like everyone's heard the 80-20 rule, and this can be a myriad of different things, by the way. But what she said was 80% of your time should be spent toward bettering your business. And is this actually helping the business? And then the 20% of the time is when you can go like, oh, I'm just going to have a little fun. I'll post this. And if it doesn't work, screw it. But the 80% should be like, how am I actually bettering this?
Doesn't the 80-20 rule kind of apply to like putting out content?
Well,
that's
I mean, that's another aspect.
Okay, got it.
There's a myriad of different things you can do with the 80-20. By focusing on what really matters, I think you're going to worry less about the glitz and glamour bullshit.
That's exactly how I feel.
That's
exactly how I feel.
And like, and I'll tell you from a production person who like I've been in production for a long time. The more glossy a video is, the less likely I am to pay attention to it, because I know how that's made and I know the psychological triggers that they're trying to inflict on me, and it makes me not as interested. It makes me more interested to hear someone just shooting the shit and having like a conversation or having a good time, or like, this is what I love doing. Like behind the scenes is always infinitely more interesting to me than something that's polished.
Yeah. For sure.
Because behind the scenes is like, oh, they're doing the same thing I'm doing, or they're doing something I've never thought of. And it's like, it makes it way more interesting to me to watch.
Like, for example, I follow a guy on Instagram, and he makes beautiful custom furniture in the Chicagoland area. And I can't afford custom furniture. I'm an IKEA girl, you know, resale shop or whatever, but I love watching him do his thing and talk about his process. But more importantly, when he posts about his bulldog and his workouts with the bulldog, I am riveted. I will not leave his Instagram till I watch every freaking story about this bulldog.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you the name of his company, but I know the name of his bulldog.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love
right?
it.
So it's like,
I would be the same.
and he just feels so genuine. So I know if I ever get to a point in my life where I can afford custom furniture, I know where I'm going. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's like he never had to sell anything to me. I'm not even his target market or ideal client.
Right.
But that guy is always in the front of my mind because he's got a bulldog that I'm in love with.
Yeah.
It's just like, and he's being authentic. He's not selling himself. He's not talking about himself.
Right.
He's just like, this is what I do. I'm having fun. I work out. Here's my dog. Here's my hot
Right.
new wife, like,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just like, I feel like I know him and I've never met the man. So that's the goal. So if you just keep being authentic and posting, you'll find what you're looking for and they'll find you back.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I
So
love that.
I'm going to stop like trying to impart wisdom on you because you're here to impart wisdom on us through your journey.
Oh, well, I like it the other way around.
Well, I mean, fucking all day. That's not a problem. So what are your goals? Because I think when you are rebranding, you need to set these standards. You need to set like this list of things as you are rebranding your business to understand when you have met something so you can focus on important aspects. Because again, you're wearing a bunch of different hats. When do you know to take one off and when to put on another one? So what are your goals for like 1 year? Like, let's say from today, 1 year from today, what do you want to have accomplished?
So, and I think that just rewinding a little bit
Oh, please, yeah.
About how I'm doing my rebranding, like before with the Gen K makeup artistry and just the different freelancing from school, I didn't have a specific area. Like I was just grabbing everything I could. And now I'm going specifically for production and film.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did we not talk about that? Because I feel really bad. Because like you and I have been talking for months about this, and like I'm like everyone knows what we've been talking about. So yes,
No.
you are
Because
focusing on production.
we were dancing around it before, and then I just my coffee hadn't kicked in.
Fair enough.
And then
So you used to do many things, all the things with your makeup, and now you just decided with your rebranding, you're going to focus on production only.
Correct.
Yes. And
Yes.
the reason for that is what?
because I like it. I like all the moving parts, like the makeup, hair, wardrobe. Like I really enjoy it. And actually, this kind of jumps a little bit to the future, maybe like, I don't know, 5 years. But because I like doing so much of the, like going through scripts and creating different looks, like we did for the spec ad, that's actually kind of what like a makeup department head would do in the union.
Right.
So the union is something that I am possibly interested in pursuing.
Heck yeah.
I'm not 100% yet, but just because I love that part of it so much. But I mean, that's a really big position to fill. Like there's a lot of moving parts with that.
But it's also not something you get next week.
Correct.
It's something you work on and work on and work on. And then when you get it, you're like, well, yeah, this is obviously the next step because I'm already doing this. Now I have a title.
And insurance.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think there's a lot of imposter syndrome in every step of life, every business of life, but especially in the creative world, more so than anything else, because I think we have to say like, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing. Oh shit, I gotta Google this really quick and figure this out.
And that's what makes me insecure, because I feel like I'm the only person that doesn't know, because all these other people are so good at like, even if they're faking it, like.
No, but they're not talking about how scared they are.
I wrote a list of rebranding things this morning because I thought, crap, what the hell did we have to do for our own business? I forgot everything. Google, save me about what do I need to do for a rebrand? So yeah, I mean, this is not just off the dome stuff all the time. People constantly learning, constantly. So I mean, don't ever think about yourself as like, oh, I'm not there because everyone else has this in check. Oh, we're all playing.
We're all just
playing dress up.
pretending. Yeah.
We're all two boys on top of each other trying to get into the R-rated movie in a trench coat.
Can you show me some ID, sweetheart? Then you can get your pies.
I left it at home. Speaking of imposter syndrome, like there was a moment in my life where somebody asked something of the bride that I was photographing early on in my career, and she said, I don't know, why don't you just ask the photographer? And I just like wanted to die, because that was the first time all eyes turned to me and I had to actually give an opinion about something. And I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to know? I just pushed a button behind the camera. They're asking me what to do with other things. I was just like,
But eventually you do get to that.
That's how I felt when you first asked me about this coming on the podcast.
Oh, really?
I was like, oh, I felt exactly like that.
And that's totally fine.
Like, what do I have to offer?
Just yourself.
Much. You.
Yeah. You.
But you're doing this. I guarantee I would put money on this, that there's 1,000 people out there literally sitting at home, probably not watching the show. You should watch the show. But they're sitting there going, I want to be a makeup artist. But you know what? I don't have the guts. I'm not good enough. I'm not going to try.
You should try.
There you go.
Should always try.
So literally you're doing something that someone has a dream about right now. And
That's true. I never thought about it like that. That's a good way to. That's a good way to think about it.
And the fact that you're doing this podcast, it's out of your comfort zone. It's like you're growing as a person, and like every time you tackle something small, the next thing is just a little bit bigger, but it's still small, and then it just becomes easy. Like for putting me behind the freaking mic and talking to the camera. Oh my God! It was like a year and a half of me bitching and crying and him being angry. Oh, the amount of fights we had about me being on camera is ridiculous. Yes. But slowly I practiced and I overcame it. And it's like, now I'm almost natural.
also, everyone should have a podcast. There's no question why you shouldn't. Everyone should have a podcast. The quality doesn't matter. It's the value that you put out there that matters.
I'm going to be making a YouTube channel now, thanks to Jaysin and Hilda.
Yes!
So.
Yeah.
We love that. Everyone should have a YouTube channel.
Everyone should have a YouTube channel.
If
stay
you're
tuned.
not on YouTube, you might as well just shut your business down and forget that Google exists, okay?
I don't know. I have a ton of things. You know what? I'm just going to tell you what I had to quickly learn.
Tell me,
again.
what did you learn, Jaysin?
What did I learn? Goals. Sorry.
This is
I
for
literally just had a
rebranding
conversation
goals?
in my head that lasted 40 minutes and went off on different tangents. And then I thought, oh shit, I didn't talk about the very beginning of that.
Oh yeah. Oh, in a year. By the way, I want like consistent clients.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what I want to be in a year, and not necessarily everything in the city, because I feel like so much stuff is in the city because it's Chicago and it's a big place. But I don't feel like that's the only place that has jobs.
And here's the thing, okay? I'll give you a little secret tip that has worked beautifully for me. I fucking hated going into the city, and I still do, until I priced myself for suburban pricing and city pricing.
Ooh,
You
that's
throw an
good.
extra $500 into that contract if I'm driving to the city and I'm like sitting 3 hours and
Yes.
it makes it a lot less painful. You could even Uber it,
Oh,
take
yeah.
a nap, you
Heck
know?
yeah.
So something to that I think a lot of people might think about, because I hear that all the time. It's like, oh, you're just gouging me because it's a city. It's like, no. You realize that I have to leave my house a minimum of 2 hours earlier.
Minimum, yeah.
Minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you get stuck in traffic, that 2 hours is gone.
And if you're anywhere at rush hour, like
Forget it.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's just one thing. The other things is the stress. Because I have to be around bad drivers. I have to find parking. I have to do all this other stuff. Now I have to hoof it to your location that might not be close by. There's a lot of other things to concern yourself with about the location. So it's not about gouging. It's literally about like taking care of your business. And that's what we have to remember at the end of the day is we are not overcharging. We are charging to make sure that our doors can stay open.
right.
Every single person at this table and in the studio audience out there. And if you're watching this, I guarantee you too. You love what you do. Not only do you love what you do, but you see the value of what you do and how it can literally change a person's day or a business. But you can't be there for the next client unless your doors are open. And your doors won't be open unless you are paying for those doors to be open.
That's a very good point.
So never think of yourself as overcharging or things like that, because you can't help people unless you're getting paid.
I feel like that's something that a lot of people struggle with, is that line between enough, but then
Right.
again, the imposter syndrome, where like, oh, well, like, am I worth like this much? Like,
Right.
yes, you are.
Right. And at some point I would love to do a whole episode about how we break down our pricing, because it is not just out of the blue. Literally, it is months and months of work to fine tune, like, here's why we are pricing ourselves this way. And it's to make sure we stay open.
I just want to tell you guys the best quote I ever heard from an old-timey photographer. And this is when I first started my business. Like, you know, as you start gaining more experience, you start raising your prices, and people are like, oh, you're so expensive. And like, you get the price comparison shoppers, you know, and it's like, I used to get a lot of emails like, this photographer's like $1,500 and you're charging $5. So I took this quote, and in every, I'm sorry, I can't accommodate your budget email answer, like to people who pissed me off, I write the following.
Nice. I like it. Let's hear it.
Everyone knows what they're worth, and they charge accordingly. Isn't that great? It's like, you're not belittling anybody. You're not saying, it's like,
right.
great, then you go take care of, you know, your business with the $1,500 photographer. Why are you emailing me 4 times already? Okay. It's like, obviously I provide something more than the other person.
Right.
Otherwise you wouldn't even be wasting your time with me.
Right.
So when you kind of put the ball in their court, you know, it's like suddenly you increase not only you increase your value to yourself, but you put it out into the world. And I have booked more weddings based on that
That's true.
freaking
Yeah,
quote,
right.
you know, than you'll ever know. It's like, oh yeah, maybe she does know something that I don't.
Yes.
Maybe she is worth $5,000.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep. Anyway, back to you.
Oh, passing back that buck after that hot cake of awesomeness.
Oh, sorry.
No, God, Jen, go.
I was just going to say, I really wish that my grandpa was still around, because he was a director.
Oh, wow.
And like we still like have like all of his slides and stuff from back in the day.
That's awesome.
And that's actually how he met my grandma. She was a model on one of the shoots.
Oh my God, this is like adorable and awesome.
Oh yeah. And he was actually engaged. He went away on the shoot engaged. Yeah. And they met, and there's discrepancy about whether it was 2 days or 2 weeks, but he came back with a wife, which was my grandma.
Shut up.
And they were together. He passed away just before their 50th anniversary.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I think that is the coolest story,
Wait
but
a
I
minute.
would love to pick his brain.
So you are here because of a production company, and you are going into working for a
Yeah,
production
actually,
company?
I have a paperweight that was my grandpa's, and it's a director's chair, and I keep it on my desk, on my office desk. Yeah.
See, you can literally make 5 different Facebook stories or Instagram stories based on that. Like,
No
if
question.
you got into your phone and you're just like, blah, 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 like this story, I would be like, oh my God, this is the best story ever.
That is content.
Content.
But there's a slide, and actually, I guess I should take a picture of it and then like share it on social media,
Yes.
because there is a slide of a makeup artist doing makeup on this like car crash, doing makeup on the person in this like car crash.
Okay.
Right.
And it's just really cool.
And it's part of the movie your grandpa was making?
One of the things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
Awesome. I wouldn't suggest posting it without the context
Well,
of what's
Well,
going
yeah, I
on.
mean, you can't see anything. Like,
Okay,
it's just,
okay.
but it's cool because
That is
it's from
so
the
cool.
slides,
Yes.
you know,
Wow.
and it just like, I would just love to pick his brain because he was a business guy, like such a business guy. And oh my gosh, he was ruthless with a deal. Like he would, like buying cars or something, like he'd go to a lot and be like, oh, this is a piece of crap. Like, but he was awesome. So
That's cool.
I'm sorry you lost him,
yeah, thank you.
but he left a lot of legacy in you.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah.
Trying to do him proud.
So I'm going to go over what I took as notes.
Cool.
And instead of shoehorning you into talking about all these, which I thought would be a good idea,
Sorry, guys.
no, I think it's more important to honor your journey and to see what's important to you versus what's a piece of paper and notes.
Okay.
So these are the things that Google said you should know or do for a rebranding.
Okay.
Okay. First and foremost, discuss why you want to rebrand. If you're just looking for a facelift, not the best idea. You want to rebrand because you are changing a target market, changing a job, things like that. Then your goals. And something that I've learned recently is goals are different than dreams. Like me, I want a lot of clients. I want to make people's lives better. Those are dreams. Those aren't goals. Having tangible, actionable, and definable goal items, having dates, times, numbers put to them makes it infinitely more easy.
For sure.
Understanding your brand identity. And I think what you're doing is fucking great because you are honing your brand identity about yourself rather than trying to create an amalgamation or a narrative about it. So a brand identity is basically what people say about you after you leave the room. You could talk all day about your brand and how it does this, and what it says and what it means and what your logo means and blah, blah. It doesn't mean a damn thing. What matters is as soon as you leave the room, what do people say about you? What do people think about you? What is the essence that is left? And that's what we do through content and stuff like that is you are leaving that identity on the table for someone else to pick up. But through your identity, this also includes your voice, your visual, and your emotional construct. Not only your logo, but your logo is like the smallest part of a rebrand.
Yeah, for sure.
You know? Your target audience, which you are doing good. Your market research. Market research is like, who is here? What are you actually providing for your market? What do your market actually want? You know, there's, have you ever heard of the zone of genius?
No.
You're going to watch some of my videos.
All right, cool.
A zone of genius is, do you know what a Venn diagram is?
Yes.
So a Venn diagram is, two circles. And then, I like soup and I like cars. And soup with cars on the label is what I want. Right? So the zone of genius is adding one more circle to it, okay? And no one out there will be able to see this.
You're going to put graphics
I'll
over
put graphics up or a link to the video I actually did on this.
But we'll confirm that it's there.
So the first one is basically what you like to talk about. Something, or what you like to do, i.e. make people feel good about themselves, right?
Or hiking.
Or hiking, whatever. Here's what I like. Here's what I'm good at. And even if you're not like fully prepared to discuss and dissect what you're good at, you're willing to do the research on how to make that happen, right?
Sure.
And then down here is what do people want? Like, do they need makeup for their production? Probably. That's, one thing right there. You're good at makeup, right? You're good at makeup. Over here is what you like. I like helping people, okay? Here, we need makeup for our commercial. And then right here is your zone of genius. Okay? This is where all that combines. Okay? And that is how you advertise to that market. That's how you market yourself because people have a problem. Everyone has a problem. Everyone has a problem.
Sure.
They need
Pain
fixed.
point.
Exactly. How are you solving that? And how are you solving that without right out saying you have a problem?
Yeah.
Get it together, man.
Right. Well, some people need it. But that is what I think is your market reach is like, here is what you're good at. Here is what you bring to the table and what you can, really enjoy doing. And why should people care? Because they're looking for you. That's your market. That's your niche. Like that's like the breakdown of a niche market right there.
The fact that you have your buyer persona so clear, envisioned in your mind and on paper, then, that they're male of a certain age and this is what they do and this is their outdoorsman. And like, that's huge because then you know who you're marketing to. So kudos with that.
Thank you.
So
All your questions helped me get there. So.
The last things is brand positioning, core values, communication, and finally an announcement. So like once you have all that in place, once you have your brand identity like ready to go, then you need to announce it because you already have a litany of other people you've worked with.
Sure.
Well, whether that be clients or other people you've worked side by side, or other vendors. You need to announce to them that you're this new entity. Because what's going to happen is, let's say you worked in weddings. Let's say you worked with 100 brides. What are the chances all 100 are going to know someone in the production field? Slim to none. What's the chances 1 of 100 might? Probably pretty high. Or what's the chances of them sharing it with their other friends who said, check it out, Jen was my makeup artist on my wedding. Like now she's doing commercials. And then someone sees that and goes, I'm doing a commercial. I need that. I need to make makeup artist. So the announcement is really important to your old audience as well. And I know we have our wonderful friend Michael over here who is our branding genius. I see the steam coming out of his head. It's like, you're missing like 30 other levels of points here. And I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole because again, this isn't about teaching, but it's about your journey. So I'm handing this ball back to you. Where are you at right now and where are you going with it?
I am creating content that I actually connect with, like it aligns with me, which is making it easier to create more of. Posting is the next on my list. That has been my Everest, but
what about posting is bothering you?
Again, just the vulnerability of putting yourself out there.
Oh, okay.
Again, when I kind of reframe it and I think about that, like this is just really me and who I am and my values, it's not so scary.
Just the way I got past like the whole awkwardness talking to the camera, I pretended that I was talking to somebody specific because I'm really good at like sending Snapchats to my son. So I just always like, when I get awkward, I just go like, oh, I'm just talking to Eric. It's fine. Okay. So just pick your favorite person that you like send videos to and just pretend you're talking to them. Because if you're being authentic, it doesn't matter if that one person sees it or 1,000 people see it. You know, this is who you are. You're not hiding anything.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit about the people that don't like it? You know, the more activity there is on your Instagram, even if you get hate comments, the better. Okay. It's like, just let the hate comment. Tell them what you do with the negative comments on YouTube.
I love negative comments. I don't love them.
No,
I
nobody
just, oh my
loves
God, it's terrible. It's soul crushing
It's
when you get something.
Right?
Yes.
But I force myself to either say something positive in return because I'm not going to let that negativity bring me down.
Yes.
Because that little fucking road bump is so insignificant into what I have to do for the rest of the day.
Or the rest of the week.
Or the rest of the week
like,
or
it
my
means
life.
nothing.
Yes.
And I'll be honest, I'm not going to say I'm better than anyone, but like some of those comments stay with me. Like the next video I make, I'm like, well, that one guy out of 80 said he hated the music choice, so I can't use that kind of music that I really like. You know, then that shit stays with you.
But
totally.
just because 99% of the people didn't comment, it doesn't mean that they don't love it.
Correct.
But then
that's important
Jaysin
to
will
remember.
say something like, thank you so much for taking the time to comment, because they're usually commenting on a short instead of the full video.
Right.
If you want to know the whole context of the conversation, here's a link and click it, you know. And the fact that they're commenting, it just increases your reach in the algorithm.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
comment
any kind of
comment back.
engagement,
Yes.
any kind of engagement is wonderful.
Yep.
Negative engagement is fantastic. You'll see a lot of political people around this time frame, like political commentary, like, oh, I hate this kind of people, blah 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 blah, and it's just hate comments. Well, that just pushes your video up to everybody else to watch. Literally,
just write, thank you for your comment. Hope your day is great, or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You know,
I have heard that you should always respond.
Always.
always respond.
always.
I saw my metrics on my YouTube explode when I started. Just every comment I get, I will respond to, even if I don't know the answer. Because some people are like, "Well, how do I do this?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm sorry." But I try to respond to everyone. Every once in a while, when you get a lot of comments, you don't get the notifications of them all. And sometimes you got to go back through and, you know, oh shit, I missed 30 of them.
Yeah.
So I
Right.
got to rewrite them. But absolutely. It increases your eyes on you.
And just to tell yourself to develop a thick skin, because you need that when it
Right.
comes to, you know, no one else matters except the people that are close to you and your clients. That's all.
Right,
that matters.
exactly. And again, that person, like, they just had time to kill behind
Yeah,
their keyboard.
exactly.
Like, what else are they
That's
doing
what
with
it
their
is.
day? Like,
What? Okay, so something that kind of brings me joy and that's a little like snide
I love it. Let's
moment
hear it. Let's hear it.
is when someone has like a really shitty comment to me, and then I'll go to their YouTube page and it's like there's no videos, and I'm like, oh, all right.
So his opinion means nothing.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm not concerned anymore, because I'm making videos on multiple fronts. Like this is for our business. You know, I make other videos for like to help people how to edit. You know, I make other videos how to just draw comics and other stuff that I've done in the past. But it's like I'm never making a video to say F you out there. You know, I'm not trying to like ruin someone's day.
No.
I believe in positivity is positivity, and I believe everyone working together rises the tide together, and like we all get better by bettering each other. And like, if there's a negative comment, answer it. Cool. And it's always on shorts too. Everyone has a tail fire.
Bug
with
up their
short
ass.
videos.
What is
Yeah.
with shorts? Is that just a short YouTube
Yes.
video?
But it has to be vertical, and it has to be in under a minute long.
Yeah. So it's like
Oh.
snippets of videos.
It's TikTok for YouTube because
Yeah.
when TikTok came out, their algorithm is unmatched. Aside from Pinterest is coming up very, very fast on the algorithm, which is where you need
You
to
should
be.
also be on Pinterest.
You need to be on Pinterest. Oh my God, that's where your world is.
Just
People
start
are making
pinning
boobs.
shit. You don't have to have original material. You can post your own, but you could also pin things that inspire you.
Okay.
Make mood boards.
Yeah.
But YouTube freaked out, Instagram freaked out, and they said TikTok is taking away all these people. We need to do this as well. I see the value in the quick entertainment spectrum of like, hey, this is great to pepper
Yeah.
the audience, but you need to make so many of them. And at that point, are you a content creator or are you a business owner who is sometimes making content? Because content is your marketing, and content is free marketing. Literally all it costs is your time. Unless you hire someone, you know, but do it, but don't do it ad nauseum where it's cutting into your business,
Yes.
you know? And that's what we're learning too, is we were like 7 days a week, we have to do this and do this. And it got us nowhere. And then we realized, well, I love talking on camera. I don't know if you know this or not, but I can just go.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Oh, in that fact,
Oh my God.
yeah, Hilda's like, stop. She's kicking Jen underneath the table. But like, this is what I find is really good. But this is like when I sit down with our partners, like with our business partners, like people we work with, this is what clicks when I can resonate something that might help. And if I can help, oh my God, I'm so happy. You know? So if you can do that, if you can correlate something that you're actually enjoying doing and making marketable material, that's awesome. Jen, you should do a podcast.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be good. You throw up your phone, record your audio while you're walking around. I actually follow
Really?
a marketing guy who every morning he leaves his house and goes for a walk. His videos are as long as it takes to walk around the block. Never longer. He never stops to
What
talk
does he
more.
talk about?
He talks about just marketing and business like things. And some of it is like way beyond me, like really high end stuff. And I'm like, I have no idea what you're saying. But some of it's like, this is awesome, because literally he's getting out of his house and he just holds his phone up while he walks. And he's like, today I'm going to talk about email marketing and why it's a great idea. And then he just talks while he was walking around the block. And then when he's home, he's like, well, that's it. I'm home. Off.
Yep.
I love that.
Yeah.
Another partner we have, every Friday, she just like records her day as it goes on. So this is me
Like
going
like
for a
follow
walk.
the boss
Yeah.
day or something like
Follow
that?
the boss day every Friday.
Yeah.
So she's owner of 2 salons, and she's like, well, this is me picking up my kid. This is me, you know, buying groceries. This is me getting ready for the farmer's market. So, and it could be like 5 minutes throughout each, you know, activity, or it could be 5 seconds, or it could be a photo, you know, but
Yeah.
it's just like, it keeps it interesting. And I've learned more about her as a person and as a business person by watching those than
Yep.
looking at her Instagram feed,
Yep.
because I know that I'm getting the real, honest her, because nobody can keep up, you know, a persona for a whole day.
Right,
You know,
right.
like you're going to get down to the nitty gritty, you know.
For
and
sure.
The fact that she's selling beauty products and she's showing me her sweaty face and she
Yeah.
doesn't care.
Yes.
I love it.
That
Yes.
endears me to her as a
Yes.
human being.
Yes.
Okay. Like she's not all about that. She's got, because I would not want to buy lipstick or nail polish or be pampered in a spa where I think that, you know, this woman is just like completely fake everything,
Yeah.
including her personality.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to go there. I want to go to this person that like, wow, every Friday she talks to me like I'm a real human being.
Yeah.
Because she's a real
Yes.
human being.
Yes.
So keep that
That's
in mind.
that's why I'm saying, like, at least in your case, and again, this is not the show to do it on, but behind the scenes stuff. Oh my God. You just talking about like, hey, I use this lipstick because like it makes you blah, blah, blah.
They don't
right?
test on animals, or it's all
Yeah.
natural, or
And then
whatever your
align
thing
that
is.
with your values, how you were talking about you want to be more sustainable and things like that. Like, I think that's beautiful. But like, have fun with it because it's so much fun. For me, I'll sit here all freaking day.
Yeah.
And do this.
Like-
No question.
Like, I want to know more about your grandpa. You just brought him up for a minute.
Yes.
I'm like, that story, like, it's still in my mind. I'm like, what kind of slides
cool
does he
story.
have?
Love it.
What do the slides look like? Can they be printed?
What has he worked on?
Yes, like, is it something that I'm familiar with? What did clothes look like back then? Like, you could literally talk about each slide and make it into an episode for your podcast.
Oh my God, that'd be awesome. But then again, okay, that's a great idea for a show. It really is. But like, what is important to you? Like, what do you find value in?
Right. If you don't find it interesting, then obviously it's not going to come across.
I find it super interesting.
Yeah.
There you go. I mean, that's just anyway.
Sorry, I didn't
But
mean to
so where are you at right now? Back on target. We gotta get like a little like video whenever we get like way off target.
I
We
know.
gotta get that
I
Star
know.
Wars.
Stay on target.
Stay on
Like
target.
multiple of us here, if not everyone here, has ADHD.
We,
so
we are all on the Adderall.
yeah,
baby.
Mine has. I need to redo.
I was gonna say it's past noon. I'm already out. Tell us where you're at with your journey and then what's coming next.
Like I said, just making content that aligns with me and that I connect with. And actually, I think I wrote on my submission for your pitch session that, like, dare I say, I'm even having fun with it, like making content. Like,
Yay.
never thought that would come out of my mouth.
Yep.
With where I'm going, I don't know. Like, I really just want to work. Like, I just want to do productions. I just want to do film. Like, I want to keep the creative streak going. I like to bounce ideas off of people. Like, the more people I can meet, like you guys through Nick. Thank you, Nick.
Thank you, Nick.
It's what makes me happy. And like I said, I have like my long-term goals, possibly union. Once I start posting my marketing stuff that I've been making, I feel like I'll be able to then look at more actionable, like actually coming up with the actionable steps. And like right now it's hard to think of.
And I was going to say, it's totally okay not to have like a 100% clear vision of where you're going. You know, it's just like, it's a process, you know. So that one of his things, like he needs to have a goal and a vision, and he's always like, let's do blah. I'm like, you know what? I can literally only do today. Like, anything else past today is going to be overwhelming because I'm just not there mentally, or something else is going on that's too distracting. So it's like, sometimes if you don't see the goal line, you know, it's still going to be there. You know, you just have to keep working towards it. And like when you have like a calmer day or like a more reflective day, then you write your goals down. You know, so it doesn't have to be an all or nothing process. You know?
I can totally relate to that. Yeah, because many times, like, I don't see a finish line.
Yep.
But moving forward is the goal.
That's it.
Know,
as long as
like
you're taking care of yourself and you're taking baby steps, it doesn't matter how many steps. Because a lot of times I feel like, you know, me and Eo7, and like, I feel like I'm so late to the game because I'm not 21 and out of college or whatever. And I'm like, who cares? This is what it took me to get here. You know, it's like I bring more to the table because I have more life experience, you know.
Yeah.
And then your journey has been so defined, and you are bringing something to this game that I've worked with a lot of people in the production world and other producers, and you're an amazing producer. But I've worked with a lot of other producers who just think they know what they're doing. And you, I can just say, Hilda, take control. And I see your eyes light up like there's a robot behind you.
I
and
love
you go,
having
I'm
a
ready
task.
to go.
I love it.
And it's stuff I've worked on films that producers don't have that kind of balls that you do in a heartbeat.
Having balls comes naturally to me.
Especially when you got to tuck them back in somebody else's. All right, Jen, thank you so much for joining us.
That was from a story from before.
That's
by the
right.
way.
Like, I feel like you can't just like leave it.
That's.
Oh, that's right. That was not at the beginning.
I feel like
No.
that comment needs some explanation.
Unless you were rolling.
Join us on Coffee and Cameras After Dark as we discuss. No, I'm kidding.
a lot more things.
Jen, if someone wanted to reach out to you, if someone wanted to pick your brain or work with you, because everyone should want to work with you,
Yay.
how can they reach you?
So my email is jen@jenknipp.com. You can also find me on my website and my work and my vibe of stuff.
Can you spell Knipp for the people?
Knipp is Knipp. You do pronounce the K.
I love
many
that, by the
people
way.
would say nip.
I did for months.
Yeah.
Until Nick said, Knipp. Like really slow to me. And I was like, oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm so used to it. And actually, my brother's nickname in soccer was Nipper.
That's cute.
That could go
everyone
sideways
just
real
said-
quick.
Oh, there's many more through high school.
So so reach out to Jen, check out her vibe, and check out her rebrand. Like, why I am literally excited to watch you transform because a rebrand is not one and done. You know, it's not like, okay, this week we're rebranding and now we're done.
Yeah, never.
And this is all it's going to be. No, it's a journey.
It
And
is.
I cannot wait to watch your journey unfold.
Aw, thanks, guys.
Yay.
I can't wait to listen to your podcast no matter what it's about.
And this pumps me up. Like, this is so motivating and so inspiring. And like, I just get this creative juice, just like
Good.
from when we worked together.
Take
So
the
this
juice
is-
and drink it, baby. We got more.
I will.
I don't know where that came from. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We roll with it.
Have a great day, folks.
So inappropriate.
This is the good life.